Peace and blessing, fam. Once again, it's brother Ron Robinson, Junior Warden, Orange Valley Lodge number 13, Master Mason. And wanted to talk and discuss a couple things. I'm going to be making a bunch of videos here in the near future coming up, and we're going to discuss a plethora of topics. Mostly esoteric philosophy, esoteric knowledge, Freemasonry, Rosicrucianism, and a lot of the other hidden orders, secret orders or societies, if you will. We're going to be discussing a lot of these topics, why they operate, how they operate, what they do, what they mean, what kind of knowledge and sciences they deal with. We're going to delve into all that beautiful light. We're going to go from darkness to light and everything in between, right? So, first thing I want to clear up is I don't know if I can clear it up. Let me just preface with that. But I want to try to clear up a lot of the misinformation out there on Masonry. There's a lot of misinformation and a lot of misunderstood information out there on Freemasonry. And since I love my craft, I love Freemasonry with all my heart. My grandfather was a Freemason. He was a great man in my life. He's still alive today. He's 84 years old. And he's from Oakland. He's up in Oakland right now. I'm in Southern California, San Bernardino County right now. But him being such a good man and an influence in my life, when I did come to the knowledge of him being a Mason, it really influenced me on becoming a Mason as well. And I had heard all kinds of crazy rumors and kinds of crazy nonsense about Masons, but it didn't add up to my experience with my grandfather and the type of man that he was. And so that experience in itself really sparked my interest in the Masonic fraternity itself, and inspired me to kind of want to join up and see what I could see and learn from the inside instead of just from the outside and think I know what it really is and I can't even get in the door, you know. So that's what I'd like a lot of people to realize is don't think that a person who can't even get in a Masonic lodge knows what they're talking about. If they're not a Mason, disregard anything they're telling you. I don't care if they say they heard it from a Mason. They might be making that up. You don't know what their agenda is or why they're trying to tell you that or what trying to trust they're trying to gain from you or what their agenda is. So on this road, one of the first lessons I learned was never take things on face value. Never to just believe what somebody tells you. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your enlightener, your educator, your master, your sensei, your mentor. You know, question it. You don't have to question it verbally, but you question in your mind and you ask why. Why? Don't just let somebody walk up to you and be like, "Oh, this is an iPhone," and you be like, "Oh, okay, that's an iPhone." Question it. Be like, "Why is that an iPhone? How do I know this is an iPhone? I mean, it looks like it, but they make lots of phones that you got to question it. So you got to dig a little deeper, right, to question it. You dig, and you pop, you get a little deeper, and then you say, oh, I see that. Now I can see, yeah, that is Apple. That is an iPhone. Okay, because I dug deeper. Now I have the understanding and the knowledge. I understand what was being said. I have the knowledge of knowing that that actually is an Apple phone. There's other ways I can check and test to make sure it's an Apple phone, but you have to do the extra footwork is what it comes down to. You can't believe words that anybody tells you because you never know what their agenda is. And that way of thinking, always questioning stuff, is going to lead you to self-awareness and it's going to lead you to a higher consciousness. And for those of us who are on the path to adepthood and love this kind of stuff, That's the path we're on. So we have to learn to always question, always ask. And another thing that brings me, that's coming in right now to my mind, speaking on that, when we seek to understand things, people, places, things, ideas, situations in this life, it provides us with a way to control our emotions, right? So when we're on the freeway, we're driving, and a man might cut us off real quick, and we're like mad and pissed off, and oh, this butthead, why are you cutting me off like that? But when you dig deeper, take the cover that was just presented to you off. He's speeding. That's the cover. Or don't feel an emotion. Why? Because you ask yourself, why is he speeding? Well, maybe there's somebody in the hospital in his family. Maybe his daughter, his mom, his wife is in the hospital. Maybe he's rushing to work, or he made a mistake, left the house a little early, and he can't be late to work because they threatened to fire him. So when you think about those things and you're like, man, if I was him, I'd be rushing too. And you put yourself in that person's shoes, that provides you with the power to understand his situation or their situation or why they might have cut you off. And that enables you to have the ability not to be offended, not to get mad. You see how that works? Because you're thinking, why? Rather than snap to the emotion, oh, he cut me off, oh, I'm mad, mad, mad. We got to stop that. We're trying to become better people. We're trying to evolve into a higher level of consciousness. And so we're going to have to start doing things differently. It's very easy to snap into an emotion, snap into anger, snap into whatever, a rage, but it's not easy for us to develop the ability to zoom out, as I call it, and step back, zoom out from the thought, the feeling, the emotion, the experience, zoom out, look at it. Do I need to feel this way about that situation, thought, idea? Maybe not. If you don't need to feel, throw that emotion out. I don't need to feel that way. It's not going to better my life. It's not going to better their life. It's not going to better the world. It's not going to better humanity. So do away with it. That's our lower self. We'll get into that later, but you got to manifest the higher self. And so the higher self is going to do what's right and better and best for all of humanity all the time. So if you ever question yourself, you have to know these things inside yourself through and through. The higher self, the God in you, is not going to want you to kill, steal, destroy, or do anything along those lines. So if you are, emotional and flying to rage and stuff like that, we're going to have to try, to do better and get better. And the way to do better in any field in life is through knowledge. It's through education. And so that's what our aim is and our goal is. It's to become self-aware. It's the knowledge of self. Because through knowing yourself is the only way you can improve yourself. If you're not aware that I talk a lot, you can't work on that. So you have to be like, I talk a lot. It's a weakness as well as a strength. So you just have to deal with the reality of what it is, And, the knowledge and the understanding will provide you a way to not feel a certain emotion about any person, place, thing, situation. And that's how we get to, that's the path to stoicism, the path to adepthood, the path to controlling the emotions, the path to enlightenment, essentially. You got to have the knowledge, you got to have the understanding. If you don't have the knowledge and understanding, you don't have nothing. Knowledge is to know. The root word of it is from Latin, it's sire, S-C-I-R-E. Look it up. Sire, it means to know. If you look up understanding, the root word of it is the same as knowledge. Understanding and knowledge are one and the same. So when you understand something, you know it. And when you know something, you understand it. It's simple. So that's why we're on the path to knowledge of self and becoming more and more self-aware day in and day out. Once again, it's Brother Ryan Robinson. Just a quick little video. I'm going to be releasing a lot more. Stay tuned. Peace.